welcome to a brand new 5 Heart podcast live on a Thursday night, 9 o'clock Central, God's favorite time zone. And here with you from that very time zone in my basement in Southern Illinois, I am Greg Mahachko, and on location from one of her many non-resident properties that she owns there in beautiful Arizona, and I can't even call it mountain time zone because it's just Arizona time. We have the wonderful Minnie Hunt. Minnie, how are you doing tonight?
Residents? One of my many residences?
One of your many non-residential properties.
What is non-residential?
Means you don't live there. It's not, you don't, because you have several properties. You have like the cabin, you have a beach house, you have a condo.
I would like to live here full time. That would be nice.
Well, it's like they say.
I could be a mountain girl.
Is that I've heard of mountain man. I've not heard of mountain girl, so I didn't know.
I think there's a mountain girl.
You'd have to grow a bigger beard than the one you have currently.
Darn. No, I'm up in Pinetop, Arizona.
That sure is a place.
Yes. And it's supposed to get stormy here soon.
Yeah, there is a coast-to-coast winter front that is about to hit us. I know today was as warm as it's going to be till like next Thursday. We're going to have regular temperatures in the negatives. This weekend, we could get anywhere from 3 to 13 inches of snow.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be fun. So tomorrow, I have to get the lawnmower out of the garage and the snowblower in the garage so that I can actually use things. So,
okay, Fred's in the chat and he says -1 tomorrow is the high here in Omaha, but no snow. Okay, if it's going to be that cold, it has to snow. It has to. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
It's true. Or it could just not be that cold, which I think
That's true.
Vince says, LOL mountain girl, and she was bad-mouth in Wyoming.
I never bad-mouthed Wyoming. Did I?
You probably have. I know you were talking bad about their football program in recent weeks.
Well,
I said War Memorial Stadium is one of the most scenic, beautiful places to go watch a football game.
It's sad because these lower level teams get picked apart. If there's anything good going on, they get picked apart after one season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's exactly what happened to Wyoming.
Aaron Rostovsky in the chat says the school is canceled due to cold tomorrow. I've not heard of schools being canceled due to cold.
It's cold. That
would be brutal.
Yep. So, I'm wearing my thermals.
Yeah, I'm wearing Greg in winter. It's a hoodie. So, but it's we're wearing black. We're in mourning, and we're going to get into why we're in mourning a little bit.
Yes.
Here we go. Of course, I'm glad Tony's here checking in. Minnesota Tony says it's -15 and has a wind chill of -35 here in St. Paul.
Ooh, that is freezing. One thing that's nice, we're supposed to get snow starting tomorrow afternoon, and then it's supposed to snow a little bit Saturday, and then Sunday it's going to be 45 degrees on the slopes.
Dana Williams says enduring temperatures in the 50s and rain in Southern California.
Oh my.
So
it's been raining a lot there.
Well, it probably has to help keep the wildfire situation down, I would hope. I'm not trying to make a light of that. I'm just trying to think of the only natural solution to wildfires is rain. So,
okay, Greg.
What?
Okay, never mind. We are not going to go into it. We have a show to start.
Did I say something wrong?
Okay, here's the problem. And I noticed this driving up from Phoenix. when it rains,
it pours.
Everything's green, okay? Everything is green, and it's beautiful. Come summer, however, it turns to straw. Everything turns to this dead yellow color, and that's when things catch on fire. So the more it rains, the more fires we're going to have.
So it's better for it to be dry perpetually?
It's better if we're going to get rain, it's better for it to happen we haven't had good rains in the summer.
Oh.
We need that.
I'm sorry. Well, let's all have a moment of silence for the climate situation in the southwestern United States.
Yes, let's do that. Okay, this is why I didn't want to get involved in it.
Never mind. You know what? I was going to be insensitive. I'm not going to be culturally inappropriate.
Thank you.
I'm going to be on my very best behavior. So, I'm going to leave inappropriateness to our very special guest that we have tonight.
Is it a special guest or is it actually coming to fruition? Your dream of what?
No, you.
Drum roll. What? No.
You say it. You say it.
No, you say it.
No, you say it.
No, you.
I'm not going to play chicken with this.
You're afraid of me.
Minnie, say the thing that needs to be said.
Okay, ready? It's the tripod.
How exciting is this?
Fred.
Yay! He's with us.
So this is going to be the new norm going forward. If those of you who are, subscribers, members on YouTube, you might realize that there hasn't been a Monday Night Therapy in a couple of weeks, or at least this week, because of the national championship and other reasons, I'm sure. But as it was dictated to me by the supreme overlord of Coordination YouTube, Monday Night Therapy is going away.
For now. No, for now.
Oh, okay.
During the off season.
And Fred is joining the 5 Heart podcast. And I have to be very careful. Sorry, Fred. You're a panelist.
No, okay. He was going to make you a member. Here's the problem. I'm very
confused. What's happening?
Greg said to me, we'll hold him in the green room and then I'll bring him on and I'll introduce him as a member. And of course, that word just kind of was needling me a little bit because to be fair, it took me over a year to become a member. I was part of the panel for a year.
According to the chat, according to our friends, this wonderful community that we have, and by all rights, the smart asses in the chat. But when you joined us with John and I, it was very clear, and you kind of made it clear that you were a co-host of the show.
Yeah.
And then you kind of took over the show.
Well, you begrudgingly let it happen.
I don't want to spend all night talking about the dynamics of the show. We do have news. Now, I'm just concerned because a few minutes ago, Fred, you were here in a red shirt with a dog. What happened to the dog?
He's over there. But we're in mourning for some reason, so I thought I'd align synergies and wear black. So
he's so awesome.
It's not easy being me, but I am.
It's an upside down heart, Fred.
Oh, okay. That was. Anywho.
And yeah, Kaylee says even Fred is matching. Love the synergy. And right, we're not in. It's football off season. Aaron says offseason basketball is in the middle of a historic season grammatically correct, and baseball has started practicing. And that I'm excited for all this. I'm excited for wrestling, women's basketball, but there's a prominent member of this show whose focus is purely football and doesn't like it when we deviate from that topic. So
I do. I like to talk about it. It deserves it. Is it 19-0 now for men's basketball?
Close. 18-0.
18.
No, I'm sorry. No, you're right. Shit, 19-0. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They won last night against Washington. I'm sorry. I'm bad. I'm a bad Husker fan.
You know, it really ticks me off how all these streaming services, like you have to have this one in order to watch these games. I just wish that because with football, I have like 3 streaming services. But then at the end of the season, I just let it go. And I'm like, no, I don't need Peacock anymore.
But sometimes because sometimes Nebraska men's basketball will play on Peacock. Yeah.
Well, now it's, now I'd watch them. I looked for the game last night. I couldn't find it.
Aaron Keene says, interrupting a host into oblivion seems to be an effective show takeover strategy.
This is what I tried to do.
I did not watch Gary. Similar to Minnie, I don't have all the streaming service. I had YouTube TV for football. I guess maybe I need to get it back for men's basketball. But yeah, there used to be this service that had all these channels. It was just called cable.
Yeah.
And you could just watch cable. And cable had Big Ten Network, Fox Sports, ESPN, ABC, etc. And then cable started charging outrageous prices, and everybody went to these streaming services. And now the damn prices of the damn streaming services are so damn much that cable's almost a cost-effective option. So we have come full circle. What is old is new again.
It's true. And can I also say one thing? This is the same situation with phones. Do you remember? Raise your hand if you had a landline. Everybody had a landline. They were like $20 for a landline, maybe 10. And then you had to pay for long distance. Granted, long distance cost a fortune. But now every line, I have 5 phone lines for my family. Every line is like $80.
Yeah.
How is that? Like, what? Do the math. That is crazy.
That's a lot of money per month just for phones.
Yeah. How did they get us?
Because they know that they hooked us in. It's they give you the trial run, and then they zap you with, all right, now we've given you the trial price. So YouTube TV, I watched Nebraska football for $35 a month on YouTube TV, and as soon as the season was over, the Iowa game, I dropped YouTube TV. And then for the bowl game, I remember I was like, oh shit, it's on ESPN or ABC, whatever service it was, and I didn't have, while I had ESPN bundle, I didn't have the ESPN Plus bundle on my Disney Plus Hulu. So I had to add that. So I think I bemoaned this after the game. I paid $5.50 to watch us shit the bed against Utah. And
you can't complain about $5.50.
I can't.
I went to the game. I bought the tickets.
Well, that's your own fault. But I remember I tried. I put the Venmo in the chat. 25 cents. Who can help me out? Nobody did. It's hilarious. Not one person. Nobody want to give 50 cents to Greg via Venmo to help.
I thought I Venmo'd you, Greg. It must not have made it. Oh, man. I tried.
Fred.
Aaron Rostovsky says, I got to have all the streaming services to prep for the Oscars as nominations came out today. And I tend to agree with the other Aaron who says the Oscars, ha, 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 that's an L. It's not, I'm I'm not here to watch Hollywood pat themselves on the back.
No.
Hollywood.
That's surprising because you're a movie person.
Yeah, but like not the fancy schmancy artsy fartsy films. And
those are the ones that win. Not your type of film. The cartoons.
I'll be honest with you. 5-year-old Greg got really excited for the trailer for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe that came out today. So that hit nostalgia right here. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. I used to have a show that handled all that other stuff. We are here. We're going to open things up because we are wearing black because we lost one of our favorite assistant coaches. He was the namesake, past tense, of the chat community here that is with us on Thursday nights. We're going to have to go back to the Holger Maniacs and reuse that because, we have that graphic or come up with something new. But Mike Eckler has moved on to sunnier skies in USC. And Minnie, you are very disappointed.
I am. It's a good thing that I don't have every single person's phone number in chat because if I did, you would have heard from me this week. I have been accused of being the most optimistic person most people have met. This week, not so much. Mike Eckler leaving has kind of tainted me.
She said taint.
It feels horrible. It felt horrible when I saw it this week, and I just wanted to, I don't know. We kind of knew it was coming, I guess. We didn't hear anything in regards to it not happening. And, what's most shocking is that he's just a special teams coach. I thought he was going to be and a linebackers coach and something on the defense, but they just got him as a special teams coach and we couldn't hold on to him.
Yeah. Like Aaron Keene says, we knew it was coming. Some people didn't want to believe it. I was one, but the thing that we speculate, that's kind of our job. Thinking back to the bowl game, he was going to help out on the defense. What was he helping with? Was he possibly helping with linebackers? We saw the defense played. It was a team effort that they didn't look great. So maybe that was in a way his audition and he failed, and then he asked to be the linebackers coach and we're like, no, we got to keep you at special teams. So I hate to see him go, but if it's based on the position coach, and then he got the assistant head coach title too, didn't he? If I remember right, at USC.
I didn't see that, but I don't know.
I thought that he did. So to me, that might be like a way, like he wants to fast track his way to the head coaching position in case Lincoln Riley were to be fired. You slide in his interim, but.
So according to Gregel, Mike Eckler is special teams coordinator, assistant head coach, and linebackers coach. So.
Oh, and? Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah.
That's not what showed up on X. It just said special teams.
Well, you went to X and you didn't Gregel.
Gregeling isn't always reliable. I'm just
not even getting a graphic for Gregel. We are that serious in our darkness tonight. My God, I wanted the bar mitzvah music.
You do
your first show. God. Sorry.
Is that what you want?
We
got to get all of our stuff out of the way this show. We need new members. Just remember. Oh, actually, we're going to need Fred to be part of that.
I don't know. I don't know.
What?
I'm already a member, so you don't need to hit me with a graphic. Oh.
BFOTS Josh is finally here. Says, wait a minute. I know I've been gone a minute, but how am I supposed to chat with Fred if he's on the show? The way you're doing right now.
Who's Josh?
Yeah.
I've seen that guy in forever.
Josh who?
Exactly.
I guilted him a little bit and shamed him. He's like, I know, I've been busy, I've been not. So I said, hey, it's showtime. So
how difficult is it to? I know this is what he does. He grabs a cigar, he goes out to his garage, and he has a couple drinks, turn on the show, and be a part of chat.
What the heck happened to my login? That is months old. Like there was a YouTube thing that they flipped everything back to kind of your original at.
I have a question. Does that count as interruption 16,670, or is that its own interruption because it's the graphic?
It was an accident. I'm sorry.
A premature Greggle. Oof. Right after being tainted. We're off to a roaring start tonight.
I'm sorry.
Josh says that's the exact problem. We moved and the new cigar room isn't ready yet.
Oh.
And even the animations interrupt me.
What were you saying?
I was just saying that, Josh has been gone so long that he doesn't know that YouTube changed and it kind of reverted everybody back to their YouTube @ thing instead of the custom.
Well, he could have Greggled that on his own. That's all I was pointing out. Okay.
Just trying to tell him.
Okay. Okay. So Mike Eckler again went to USC.
Yeah.
Greg, how did you feel when you heard the news? How'd you hear the news?
Probably on Slack or on Facebook. Might have been from BFOTS Josh. I can't remember. I always go back to, if you don't want to be here, go be happy somewhere else.
Yep. So after that, you know how you can now on Google, you can just type in any random question and AI answers it for you.
Yes.
So
machines. I don't trust machines that much.
Well, I was feeling downtrodden,
Okay.
and I just needed to know, what is the strategy here? How is Matt Rule building his coaching staff? So I asked Google. And one of the answers is Matt Rule is developing a coaching staff at Lincoln, Nebraska that is tied to development, family, and OOU, one of us. They have that mentality. So apparently, as much as we wanted Mike Eckler to have that mentality, he must not have.
Well, and also,
yeah.
Go ahead, Fred.
Saying, like you'd said earlier, if he didn't want to be one of us, then that's good. The Google thing or Greggle thing or whatever with how he's building the team, though, he's just been inconsistent because I think he's not had the first or best pick at some of these coaches. And then he gets antsy because it doesn't perform. And he's trying to, it's the corporate thing, build the plane as he's flying it. And it's still not a solid foundation. So he can have his one of us and his family thing. That's great. But at some point he's got to get people that want to stay. And it's probably an ego clash between he and Ekeler, if I'm being honest, because Eck wanted to coach linebackers, and Rule didn't want him to because he has a D coordinator, brought in his guys, and doesn't always work out. So he might have a culture in place in his mind. And I saw Rostovsky said, I heard about the Crooks interview. I got to watch it too. Heard it's pretty good, but yeah, it's just one of those things where I don't feel like we're going to have the undefeated offseason now because we've kind of been bounced around yet again with a little bit more indecision and a little bit more changes. And I sure like to see a little bit of stability and have things actually work.
So here's the thing. Indiana just won the national championship title.
It's true.
And you look at what Curt Cignetti is doing, and I know it seems like it's an anomaly, like how it'll never happen ever again in ever history. I think John even put out a video regarding this, comparing him to like Osborne, Curt Cignetti, which is crazy. You should check it out at his YouTube channel, Hardcore Football. Anyways, what Curt Cignetti did is he was able to get all of his coaching staff to join him. And the only coach that he's lost is his strength and training coach. It's so important to have that kind of not just the family, like the one of us mentality, but we got to get some tough coaches. And that's the thing that excites me about Jeep Wade.
Well, I'm gonna highlight this Josh comment. Also lost the best coach on the team. I'm a Rule supporter, but it sucks to lose the guy who fixed special teams in one offseason. Yeah. You talk about tough coaches. I don't ever want Matt Rule to ever get on the podium after the game and be like, yeah, I had to tell him not to tackle me. Like his team just scored you points. Like his special teams unit. I think that was after the K-Dub return for a touchdown. I think
Maryland game, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But there were other moments. There were blocked field goals and there were other big exciting. Like there were as many big exciting moments on special teams. I feel like than there were in any other facet of the game, and you don't want to be excited about that. Like, I'm sorry, nut up, Matt Rule, nut up and be excited. Show some emotion on the sideline, and it's okay. It's okay to let some of that passion out. You don't have to be, oh no, I can't. Oh no, he almost tackled me. I don't.
It was
to me. It was by your special teams coach, and
it was self-deprecating, but it was I'm sorry. I mean, I'm miniing you. Don't let me mini you, Greg.
It's easy to do. He talks a lot.
No. Go ahead, Greg. I'm not gonna.
There are a lot of concerns
next week.
Aaron Key says that's negativity, Greg, which I understand is now censored here. Thank you.
Nope.
I can be hopeful. I thought that as quickly as I said that last week, I undid that rule. Concerns in the comments as we look at it here. Dano says coaching staff is a revolving door. Hopefully we can finally have some stability because we are now on our third defensive coordinator in 4 years under Matt Rule. That's tough for the guys who are going to be here. TSD says, do we have a running back yet? I'm losing all faith in Rule. And
that's the saddest thing of all.
Rule has faith in Isaiah Mosey and Mekhi Nelson and Quentin Ives. I liked what I saw from those guys in the bowl game. And we brought in a freshman who I know the university or not the university, the football program put out a video of, hey, Husker Nation, I'm so-and-so, I'm on campus. I'm excited to get to work. Go Big Red, that type of thing. It was a long string of those. And I can't remember this young man's name. I'm excited for him. He looks like a solid runner. And I'm excited for what he can bring to the running back room. I mean, but I said this against lesser competition when we were playing the Akrons and the Houston Christians, and I said it again against Utah, is Mosey and Nelson have some good balance, some good vision, and at times they show some real bursts of speed. So we didn't know what the running back room was going to look like a year ago, and Emmett Johnson emerged as an All-American, right? So I would say this, TSD and anybody else who's worried about the running back room, let's be patient and, have a little bit of hope, because I think there is a ton of potential in that room. I really do. Minnie.
You just turned into Haas. I don't even know how you did that, but you were talking about things that I don't even know what you were saying.
That's a compliment. Good.
It is. It is. I don't know what happened to my co-host that I used to have.
She's saying you were normally dumb, Greg, is what she's saying. So
to me, it's disheartening. I feel like the running back by committee thing is what they showed us in the bowl game. We just, kept rotating guys. And I liked what I saw this season with giving it to one guy who could just throttle it every single play. I was hoping for that.
Throttle.
Point of order.
Stop it, Fred.
They did that last year against Boston College as well. Ramir Johnson got carries, because it was his hometown. That was very celebrated. I remember Quentin Ives, Emmett. They rotated guys and got some multiple running backs opportunities in the bowl game. I think that when we get to August, we will see that there will be a standout number one.
We have an entire.
Don't be surprised when it's Mekhi Nelson.
We have an entire offseason figured out. They won't go back by committee, I don't think. They had a lot of time to figure it. And I don't really mind it that we didn't get a running back. I think Zadiska said it and Carricker said it, not the way I'm going to say it, but like skill guys are kind of a dime a dozen where you can get running backs, receivers, DBs. It's those linemen that are the premium, both skill-wise, size-wise, and price-wise. Whereas, God, all Jeep Wade has to do is make our line play well. And we got some pretty good new cogs on that line.
Mm-hmm.
It could make Nelson and each guy a star because they're going to get holes to run through. So I'm not mega concerned about it. We got some guys that are fine, and the rest will take care of itself rather than spending money on another running back when we got like 3 or 4 here. So I'm not mega concerned about it. I would have actually been angry if we'd have got like somebody that cost a lot of money and we already have some able bodies, So I'm cool with it.
Well,
that's just me.
Oscar Truck says, does Quentin Ives get hurt in the spring or in fall camp? That's the problem. When you have this running back, it just brings to mind that year that we had like 3 injured running backs and we're trying to play them all. We had nobody at running back. I'm so scared that this is where we're going to end up because everyone's kind of at the same level.
Right now, again, they have winter conditioning to go through, spring ball. People will separate themselves from the pack as it goes. I don't think it's always going to be locked in at these people, and the coaches are smart enough to know. And I'm sure they have different play calls and different schemes for different dudes depending on what they can do. So I wouldn't sweat that too much, to be honest. That to me, that's the least of our worries. We got to get the Lions to play better. We got to hope the new quarterback is awesome. We got to hope Matt turns his hat back around the right way. Like, we got a lot of big things to deal with here.
I didn't want that one. Sorry. I wanted the one above that. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm going to highlight this. TSD says, Ives sucks. Let's be honest. Dude is slow and not even a power back. That's an interesting comment, TSD. And I'll tell you why. Because I saw 2 running backs in the national championship game that were not big, were not power backs, because that's what I thought you needed as well. And these guys were little. I think one was like 5'9", 180 pounds.
Well, you don't need a giant running back. You got a line that makes holes for him. There's that too.
That's exactly what happened. Because if you look at, certain plays from, a certain angle, you can see the holes that are made for him by the offensive line. It's like, wow, can we please do that? Just please.
The running back, I could never remember his name. I think I'll have it now because I've done my homework. Jamal Rule from North Carolina, more than 2,500 yards in his final 2 seasons, averaging more than 160 yards per game rushing. And let's see. Also a passing threat out of the backfield. He was one of the top 50 running backs nationally. According to Rivals, he was number 34. He's 6 foot 205. I had to figure out, and I will be better. My apologies to Jamal Rule if he's watching. It's etched in my brain now. I think, at least on my end, I feel like the comments are pausing and then getting a bulk. So I'm trying to keep it. We got the positivity markers. Worried about tough coaches. I know Minnie, you've said in the past, couple of weeks about Jeep Wade. And Highlander Gun says we need a good offensive line coach, and I think Jeep Wade is that guy. He's, his offensive lines at Georgia Tech, I think they held defenses to 9 sacks this year, whereas we gave up 9 sacks to Minnesota. So
one game, yeah.
That's and we brought in a lot of offensive line talent, as Kaylee says. I like the offensive line portal acquisitions, but I'm still worried that not one player joined Jeep from Georgia Tech. I know they were looking at one and trying to get one, even though they had a few guys transfer out. Could be nothing but something to watch out for. So, I mean, Iowa State, I think South Carolina,
guy from LSU.
Thank you.
Really big guard, if I remember right. So that's
all just
that's
about finding
good.
The right fit. So
yeah, big dudes and proven in Big 12 SEC play.
Yep.
That's not bad. The guy at Iowa State had a ton of starts. He was consistent. He wasn't. Yeah, there you go.
I agree with this. Nebraska strong. An O-line that can dominate is more important than a 5-star running back, because a 5-star, as we saw the last 2 years, you can have a 5-star quarterback, but without an offensive line to protect him, he's going to end up on his ass and with a broken leg.
Did we have a 5-star quarterback?
Here's the thing about this.
We had a 5 Carl's Jr.
Everyone is getting excited about Trey Taylor moving to Lincoln.
It's true. It's damn true.
Because he's our recruit for 2027. That just means that, he's coming to Nebraska. He's all in. He's excited, which is really exciting for us because we want guys that want to be here, right?
Right.
But I mean, what if he doesn't pan out the same as the last 5-star?
Why would you put that out there, Minnie?
I'm just saying,
hoping for him to fail.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not. If anything, this kid is actually being a better recruiter than Dylan was. So we have that.
Roger Moore with an interesting take, since Minnie's spouting negativity here. For 2026, let's have Monday as positivity night with Greg and Thursday is negativity night with Fred, and Minnie can meditate. Meditate or mediate, I'm not sure. Maybe both.
Or medicate. We can throw a C in there too.
Anything's possible when you try hard enough. So, Trey Taylor, the number 2 quarterback in the country, is transferring from Mount Carmel, something like that, Carmel Catholic, to Millard South. He's not the only Nebraska 2027 recruit. There's another player I saw today who's doing the same thing. Trey's going to live in Lincoln and commute, which I don't know how that works. I thought, there has to be some residency. But,
it's 42 minutes one way.
But I know he said he wants to be in Lincoln. He doesn't want to miss a single recruit that comes to visit Lincoln. So that's I have certainly heard of to get the most, squeeze the most out of their high school ability. Guys will transfer and finish out their last year or two at IMG Academy or Bishop Gorman or one of these college football factories. But I've never heard of a kid moving to the town of his college just to help recruit other kids to that school. I don't know. I don't know if that's to be commended or if, he needs like a bucket of cold water thrown on him and a splash of reality. But I like that attitude. I like his passion for Nebraska. I'm excited for what he will do as a Husker. And I do feel like he is all in, and I do mean that in every sense of the word.
I just wonder, I mean, obviously Rule's okay with this, but it's like, again, to me, it's a heavy lift. It's a 42-minute drive up, 42-minute drive back, thereabouts, 45 minutes, whatever. Do that, go to high school, live in Lincoln, play football. Like, it just seems, and I'm not a Charlie Church about academics. I, made it through high school with a B average, but it's like academics don't seem to mean anything. It's more the flash and playing ball. And I mean, I think it's great that he's that dedicated and Rule thinks it's going to work, but that's going to stretch that kid pretty good. That's all I got to say about that. It's like, that's a lot of work and hopefully it works out for him. And yeah, I think that Texas wide receiver, well, not, but from Texas, that kid's doing the same thing. I don't know if he's going to live in Omaha or not, but yeah, it's a brave new world out there now.
So I have two things about this. One is that when they're in high school, of course, my daughter's doing this. She's able to take half a day off in her junior year. She's not doing that. She's actually taking more courses so that she basically doesn't even have to show up her senior year if she doesn't want to. But she's taking like college courses in the meantime that, basically she can do online. A lot of these courses are online. So as a high school student, you can do a lot of online courses. So maybe he's not even going every day. But there's that brought to mind maybe, this whole thing with them being a student athlete, like maybe that whole idea should be thrown out the window. I know we like to, say, we have this sort of GPA, that sort of GPA, because we like to kind of, say that we're as good as a Northwestern or a Michigan as far as academics. But Carson Beck for Miami, he was asked, I think it was the day of the game, he had a press conference, or the day before, and he was asked if he goes to school. And he goes, no, I haven't gone to school in months. But what he actually meant was everything's online. He's already graduated. He's just taking online courses just to be registered with the school. So this is just something that, kind of, let's be honest, it's not even that important anymore.
I'm getting caught up on the comments because, like I said, they're coming in chunks. David Manny says, I admire the attitude. I would rather he just focus on his own development. Aaron Keene says, in response to Mr. Manny, he needs his own podcast with we can, all right, funny, we can do away with, if you guys are having fun, whatever. But just so you know, Trey Taylor already has his own podcast. So
seriously,
for a bunch of simpletons, according to Aaron Keene. This is true. Why are we even talking about this?
Yeah, I'm almost certain.
I wonder, is Nebraska one of those states? Because I know Arizona, you can't pay high school athletes. Can you pay high school athletes in Nebraska? Is that why he moved?
I don't know.
Is it an NIL deal? Did they pay him to do it? I'm just curious.
I don't know about pay, but I've heard like you can. I'm sure people in chat know, or Stofsky probably know, but I've heard like they've started recruiting kids one city to another, and there's got to be some form of money, whether it's legal or not. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
Earlier, Rostovsky said something about 7-on-7 in the boneyard, and I was thinking that'd be more like a Northwestern thing, but that's another topic for another day. That's why you guys have me here. I'm like, your
That's
Dennis
why.
Miller.
There you go. Super positive comment from Husker Chuck. We lead the nation in academic All-Americans for football. Double plus.
We always have, yeah.
So
That's a good thing. I don't know. I guess the way that we're rebuilding the program is good. I say that tongue in cheek because I also think that Matt Roll needs to like put on a disguise and go into Indiana and figure what the fuck they're doing that is working, and because it pisses me off.
Wow.
well, they also have like 23-year-olds.
I don't.
Indiana this year
We're
was the epitome of dead
Nebraska.
old.
We are Nebraska. That they're freaking Indiana.
Yeah.
We can't even keep our special teams coach.
Well, not when
It just makes me so sad and mad.
Yeah.
Mad. Okay, go ahead. Ugh.
I'd say we can't keep a special teams coach because he got a promotion. He got special teams linebackers coach or special teams coordinator, linebackers coach, and assistant head coach.
Okay.
And I'm sure that that's also comes with a compensation increase.
I think it's titles and responsibilities for Ekeler. That's all it was. Title and responsibility. And I think he and Rule didn't see eye to eye on some things. From some of Rule's comments about returning a punt out of the end zone, trying to make a splash versus doing the right thing, the smart thing, etc. I mean, we already covered all that, but yeah.
Aaron Rostovsky, I freaking know this. I know they're the outlier, and you can't compare normal programs to them, but they have figured out the magic sauce. So we need to take our notes, our notepad, and freaking go there and take some of their things that they're doing that work. I mean, geez. It's not like they have a bunch of great players.
They have a larger influx of nil, is my understanding, but also
Mark Cuban.
And Mark Cuban.
Now,
but it's also been said that they don't just chase the guys. Oh, God.
No, you're good. I was reacting silently to Aaron's comment here.
I'll react out loud, and it was good. But allegedly they don't chase the highest priced players because they don't want to be subject to their every whim. So they're kind of like going for fit, obviously going for age, skill, experience, and he goes for production. Signetti does, when I've read, and numbers and what they do on the field versus, because it's something like Carricker talked about it too. If you're willing to offer guys everything that have always got everything, then they're not going to perform as hard or work as hard for the team. So Signetti has some metric that he goes by, that he doesn't just go and buy the best left tackle. He gets guys that are fit his thing and develop them. Whereas I think we're chasing the dragon at this point because we chase Dillon, throw money at him, chase this guy, throw money at him. So maybe Rule's got to somehow, that's the secret sauce he's got to get, in my opinion, get that thing where he doesn't just go after the next big thing, throw a shit ton of money at him and hope we get him, because the guy's going to come here and be entitled.
No, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right, Fred. But
Lots of
what Husker Chuck just said, the end part, that Signetti evaluates talent. Why can't we? Why aren't we evaluating talent that good to that level? That's what I want.
Buy players instead of evaluate talent. Let's see. So Haley says it's hard to build a culture with a bunch of guys who want everything to be about them, which we saw with DR, right? Let's see. I got to figure out which direction I'm scrolling here. Apologies. There's a lot. Vince says the same thing. Indiana has football players, not people just trying to build their own brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what pissed me off. Look, with the benefit of hindsight, Dylan didn't want to be. I mean, for all of his talk, and I don't want to talk too much about Dylan. He said, "Oh yeah, I want to help Nebraska get back to the promised land in the upper echelon of college football." No, he didn't. He wanted to make his star shine a little bit more so that he could, improve his draft possibilities, and that's why he left. He left because of greener pastures. So be it. But don't come in here and don't speak out of both sides of your mouth. Don't say don't give the fans lip service and say I want to help Nebraska win, and then hold the program hostage, which is essentially what happened. And just we couldn't take another year of Dylan Raiola. We couldn't do it. And I'm honestly glad he's gone, because otherwise, and hate to bring the parallel, the longer Dylan stayed and Matt Rule's time at Nebraska was tied with that, was going to be the same as Scott Frost tied to Adrian Martinez. And this is not a knock on Adrian Martinez. He gave everything to Nebraska until he had nothing left to give, and then he went to Kansas State and chased Will Howard out. Will Howard eventually ended up at Ohio State, and then now he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. Sidebar. But do I still consider Adrian Martinez a Husker? No. He went to Kansas State. He's a Wildcat. Dylan Raiola is done. I mean, I honestly, if it were up to me, I would take the Raiola name off the stadium.
Wow.
All of Dom's past accomplishments mean nothing, because he held up Nebraska football for 2 years for not just one son, but potentially, theoretically, 2 sons,
and his brother,
and a brother, and a brother, and a brother, and a brother,
and Dylan's sister. She had some job in the athletic department, so it's like
recruiting.
We gave a lot to that group, and they set us back 2 years. Really stunted the team's growth. Yeah,
it was
the Rules got to learn from that.
It was the wrong path to take. The road less traveled. We thought we were taking it. We weren't. It sucks.
I don't know what weird road we were traveling. It was whatever Dylan wanted us to do, or his dad. Like, it was just. And then minutes later, photo shoots in Oregon and all the gear, and his whole family's out on the football field. And it's just, I can't believe Oregon even took a shot at the guy. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. They got to be more stern than we were, and I think they will be, and more discerning, but my God.
Nobody's saying Adrian and Dylan aren't the same, right? Greg, that was not your comparison.
No, that's not my comparison.
No.
Okay.
No, just the overall tie with the way Frost kind of stayed with it, and, yeah. And the drive-through less traveled. Well, there were none of those for Dylan. He hit them all.
Okay, so here's the thing. We did take the wrong turn a couple years ago. We had to try it out. We had to see what it felt like to have a 5-star quarterback, play as a freshman, and do all those things, and try and rebuild this program the right way. And it didn't work out the way that we wanted it to. Hopefully, we've learned from that mistake. And, I think that's part of the reason why Matt Rule's like, fuck. I'm sorry. I'm letting a lot of F-bombs fly. I know this is shocking to everyone, but I'm so mad.
Murgatroyd.
So mad. If guys don't want to be here, we're not fucking paying them. And if Mike Eckler doesn't want to be here, we're not paying him either.
That's why, I'm at peace. I don't ever care to say Mike Eckler's name again after tonight's show. That's why I created the headline or title of this show, Eckler leaves Nebraska as Taylor moves in. Trey wants to be here. Like, every indication is that he wants to be a Husker. That's the kind of player that I want. And it just so happens that he's the number 2 quarterback in his class. So that's bonus. But it goes back to, gosh dang, goes back to the genesis of this show. This show is called the 5 Heart Podcast. This show honors the people who just give everything they have to Nebraska football, regardless of the number of stars behind their name, according to the various scouting sites. Just leave it all on the field for Nebraska. That's what I want. That's what Nebraska fans want. And I don't care how many stars there are. I just want effort. Like, just give me some fucking effort on that field on Saturdays or the occasional Friday night or Thursday night or whatever. Just leave it all on the field. Leave every bit of blood, sweat, and tears that you have for Nebraska football. That's all. Simple as that. It all comes down to that.
And we haven't had that we haven't had it consistently. There are guys that will do it, individuals, but not as a team for a long time.
We haven't had that in damn near, I mean, you could almost say generations, you know? So,
yeah, it's rough. And it goes back, and we've talked about him way too much already, but I go back to that interview Dylan had before the season, is 5-6 months ago now. I think it was on Hail Varsity, 25-minute interview. If you want to go to sleep, put it on, listen to him. But he talked about bringing us back, but it was all about in the tense of him doing it, something that had never been done before. Oh, and my coaches along with my teammates. It was all, and in the interview, he said he actually couldn't make it through the warm-ups when he got here. The fuck's the matter with you if you can't make it through warm-ups at that level? Like, what in the hell was he doing? You know, all the fat ass jokes come home to roost. I mean, I wasn't exactly a decathlete, but I can make it through warm-ups and everything I ever did back when I was young and in shape. And he wasn't ready to come here and go through a fucking warm-up as a quarterback. It's like, that just blew my mind. And to hear everything that came after it. And that's why we got Wheels on the Bus a few weeks ago talking about him, because it's like a giant baby. And I can't believe that Rule got hoodwinked by it, which makes me question, again, his player and talent evaluation. He thought Emmett Johnson was nothing. You know, Holgerson had to push him to it. So it's like, I fear at some point, even though Rule is much more softer around the edges than Bo was, I fear that Rule is a guy that, like, if he isn't the smartest guy in the room, or if he is the smartest guy in the room, he has to be, and nobody else. Like, nobody else. That's my concern. And it's nice that Holgerson got him to see Emmett's ability, but like, how many more times does that have to happen to get the best guys on the field and get the best guys recruited to the team? It's starting to get concerning now, at least for me.
Tons of people are agreeing with you, Fred. And that is scary when you think about it, how Marcus Satterfield basically ran Emmett Johnson off. And Holgerson's like, wait a second, this guy could be something for real. And he was. And then to have that talent on our team the entire season, to have his name mentioned with Heisman Trophy, just the possibility, and then to not draw from that, to not go out and get more running backs is kind of a shame in my mind. We could be the school that has great running backs just lining up because of what Emmett Johnson did and what Holgerson saw in Emmett Johnson.
I do agree with that. That's one of those missed opportunities. And maybe we're doing that with recruits, but we definitely didn't do it with the portal. And it was the shortfall that we had under Bo. We should have been defensive tackle U after Sue. And we didn't even come close to ever replicating it. So it's like we needed to get, strike while the iron's hot with Emmett, even though he didn't win a Heisman and all the other awards. Just look at what they could say. Look at what this guy did in our program. And I don't know. Maybe they could do it with the recruits out of high school, but obviously we didn't care enough in this round for the season through the portal to go for another guy to bring him in and turn him into something.
Somebody mentioned the comments about talent evaluation, and it got brought up here just in the last moments. Emmett Johnson, somebody said, was a Scott Frost recruit, which lines up. I think he graduated in 22. So, that 23 being Rule's first year, unless it was a quick strike attempt at Rule to recruit him. But let's say he was recruited by Frost. Well, Sue was recruited by Bill Callahan, not by Bo Pelini. So, I don't know. Somebody said in the comments, I can't remember if I started or not. It doesn't matter. And I apologize for not giving them credit, but they said that Nebraska has lost their football wisdom. I would say that Nebraska has lost its football identity. We still don't know who we are. And until we know what brand, what style of football we want to consistently play and recruit athletes to that instead of building a style of football around the athletes that we have, we're just going to continue to be where we are. We're not ever going to take that next step.
Yeah, it's true. And we did used to be running back you, yes.
Yeah. Dondre, other people have said we used, this was where running backs would come. I've never been a fan during that time. I only know of it and I've heard stories, but I can tell you one thing's for certain. We were not able to get to where we were without having talent evaluation being at its peak. That's where it comes from. You have to be able to look at these high school guys and be like, yeah, that guy he has what it takes upstairs, but it has to have the athleticism has to be there. And I think for a long time we were just taking guys based off of maybe star rating. I have no idea what.
But Callahan was star rating a lot. Bo was basically, if they played for Cardinal Mooney, he would recruit them and sign them no matter what. Riley was, I'm not sure what was going on. Frost was if they played in Florida and they were tall wide receivers and tight ends.
Riley was the Calabrasca era.
Yeah, yep, that's right. We had
Calabasas County or whatever. Dondre said, like you said, we used to be running back you. And I got some clarification from Rostovsky, who says it was a non-coaching staff member that found Emmett Johnson and made Ron Brown go up and look at him. So I don't even know if we can credit Scott Frost with that, but it was under the Scott Frost era. So,
That's incredible, you guys. I mean, here's the other thing. Emmett Johnson developed, but maybe it was E.J. Bartell. Do you think it's E.J. Bartell? I mean, during the playoffs, not the playoffs, our bowl game, I did see some moves that reminded me of Emmett Johnson. Maybe, E.J. Bartell is able to develop players. The running backs coach?
I feel like what Emmett Johnson did was 9/10 of it just with his sheer force of will and ability to do things. I mean, the line was better run blocking in many respects, but any other things, the screens, the draws, the other things, sometimes he was making 3 people miss before he even got past the line, So I think that was just instinctual by him because he was fighting his ass off. And that was a guy, like we say, a lot of people don't fight to the end. Like Greg was saying, that's a guy that one of the handful of guys on the team that was going to give his all every time,
So,
I don't know what running back coach could say, hey, juke 6 guys and make a 5-yard gain out of a 2-yard loss, yeah.
So, this is a quick Greggle. We don't need to hear the music again, but 1,451 rushing yards for Emmett Johnson. And Google says that between 900 and 1,000 of them came after contact.
Are
So think
you
about that.
serious?
Yeah. Because I threw up in my Greggle machine. Emmett Johnson, 2025 yards after contact. In the 2025 season, Nebraska running back Emmett Johnson recorded between 900 and 1,000 yards after contact. Johnson was recognized for his ability to break tackles, with reports indicating he broke the first tackle approximately 90 to 95% of the time.
Dang. And it's the way that he twisted. But I noticed that the running backs that were played in this national championship game, a lot of them had this twist thing where they just, and not only that, the offensive line guys would follow them. And if they got tackled, they'd somehow kind of push them a little further, get that extra yard. It was crazy.
With
it was
them,
like,
he's like, and don't look at it 1-to-1 if you watch the footage, because I saw it in my mind's eye, and then I looked up this NFL player and watched some of his highlights. Not exactly the same, but Thurman Thomas for the Bills had a move that was kind of like a slip move, they called it, where almost like he'd start running, he would stop, people would run by him, and then he'd go. And a lot of times Emmett would have that same thing. It'd be a slip move, and then like a lot of it too, he'd get sideways. Yeah. So he's sideways. You can't hit him head up.
correct.
And that added to his longevity, because if you'd have been a block running straight up on, he probably would have got hurt too, with all the beating that he was taking. So he didn't take as many shots. I mean, he took shots, good Lord, but his style, I think it's got to be innate, inherent in his own body versus anything that a running back coach could tell him to do, or Holgerson or anybody else, or backward hat Matt. Like, he did it on his own.
Dang. He did. I mean, maybe. I think there's a way to show a guy how not to get hurt and how to slip past tackles.
Yeah, telling you, the slip move. Look it up. It's very similar. Thurman Thomas played a long time, really good, obviously awesome Hall of Famer and all that, but it was the same deal. It was a way of it was a certain way. It wasn't a straight up juke, but it was very, they call it slippery running style, type of a thing. And that's what he had, and that's what he made his money with here. And I hope he kicks ass in the NFL, because he deserves it after all that he had to deal with here.
I got to be honest, seeing him be as successful as he was, but also seeing flashes of that on other good teams, what Emmett did makes me think that maybe my idea of having this power running back on our team is kind of old school. Maybe this is the new way. Maybe it is the smaller guys.
It could be whatever size running back you want to have. You just need to make holes for them. And this comes back to the identity question we had earlier on, or talk. In the beginning, Rule said we were going to be the tough, hard-nosed running team because we're in the cold Midwest and we're going to, win the game in the fourth quarter and all that. And then we turned into, in some respects, Carricker said it, and after watching us play these 2 years with Dylan, we almost became like a Pac-10 team where we were trying to throw to set up the run instead of just pounding the rock or mixed offense or whatever. And so we changed, tried to cater to that skill set. And it's like, that comes back to, what are we trying to do? At Temple, I think Rule was kind of running team. You slow it down. You got the team, you're undermanned. You got to kind of grind it out, kind of a thing. Baylor, he was a little bit more basketball on grass, because that was that style of offense in the Big 12. But here, it's Big 10 football. I hate being that guy, because I used to rip on the Big 10 when I was younger. So I said the Big 10 sucked. Nebraska was better than everybody before we joined it. But Big 10, you still have to be able to punish people and win. You can't fuck around. And I think we fucked around too much these last couple of years, and we found out, uh-oh. Greg just put his hand on his head. Did I break the F-bomb? Language? Well, Minnie did it first. She started it.
I'm sorry. I started this F chain. I'm breaking it now. Okay. Got it out of our systems, guys.
We got some positivity that I actually helped Emmett this past season. Matt says outside blocking from tight ends and wide receivers. Actually, it's in all caps, so it's more like outside blocking from tight ends and wide receivers was good.
It's true, Matt. Good job, Matt. Not Greg, but Matt.
Markedly better
I'm
this
the
year.
one who had to read it from back. So
no, that was markedly better. Like you could tell, it was phenomenal compared to many years past.
That could be the Dakil Shorts.
Matt, have you not ever heard of the F chain?
I don't think. I'm not sure that I'm just going to put it this way. I am not going to Urban Dictionary F chain.
Don't regulate on your work computer is all I would say.
No.
I don't know. I don't trust it. I ain't looking it up on my phone. I'll get on the list.
TSD says John Johnston pays $5 per F-bomb.
Oh, shit.
That'd be great.
I think John gets paid per F-bomb. That's what it is. So, yeah, less salads. Damn it. Nobody wants a salad.
What?
Ernie says, I want more corn-fed meat and steak on the training table and less salad.
Well, they did change the eating pyramid.
They did
recently.
The FDA or the USDA, I suppose.
And the number one thing is protein, animal fat, and protein. So Nebraskans, you are just fine.
I was always at the right end of the pyramid there. So, yeah, no worries on any of that.
Vince Watson wants to know if the mountain air brings out the fucks.
Yes, it does. I see clearly now.
TSD says, that's a question. Turn super chats on and make some money. Do we not have super chats on? Rostovsky says he tried to pay a super chat for more mini F-bombs, but apparently it's not allowed to request that.
I think it's super chats. You can't use foul language, if I remember right. But it's there because I see the dollar sign right now. So
$1.
Work on John's.
Fred, why don't you give us a super chat and we'll get you some of your thoughts on the show.
Who, me?
Yeah, no, I was kidding.
Okay, well, the transfer portal closed
True.
Last Friday.
I heard it got stuck on Dylan's ass because he wasn't quite all the way through, and it was like, yeah.
No, they had to wait for him because he slid 2 yards short.
Oh, I thought there was that beeping like when the garbage truck is backing up because he forgot his headband that Minnie sent him, and he went to get it from his Aunt Minnie, and then he got stuck. It could be any number of these scenarios, really.
Minnie, do you have any more portal news for us?
Anyways, we got like 17 guys out of the portal.
Totally.
We did touch on a couple guys.
Which guys did you touch on, Minnie?
Well, you talked about the Iowa State offensive lineman and the linebacker from Iowa State.
Oh, we talked about the Tree Babalunde, or I get the last name wrong. That was the South Carolina guy, right? The giant tackle.
Yes.
So did
Trey, but it looks like Tree. Yeah.
Did everyone see? This is the first time they've done this, the Huskers, and I loved it. This is what got me back on the Husker train.
Oh gosh.
It was when they went through and let all of the transfer portal kids or players and even a couple of 20 what? Don't look at me like that, Greg.
Well, we already talked about this.
But they did it on Instagram and X. Remember?
Yeah, we talked. I mentioned this earlier.
You didn't mention it enough because that was as good in my mind. That was almost as good as watching a game. because I watched and rewatched and rewatched and rewatched because I wanted, oh my gosh, these guys are big. Oh, I'm getting excited. Oh, this is awesome. We have some players coming and they're excited to be here. They did that for us as fans. I loved it.
I'll say this. I know that they were prompted to like, hey, be good. We're going to do this compilation. Not all of them looked, as you say, excited. Some were like, hey, Husker Nation, I'm so-and-so. I'm excited to be here. Let's get to work. Go Big Red.
I didn't get
see
that.
this. Is this on just on Instagram or is it like a YouTube? Is it like a Husker where they do? Because I watched the.
Fred, I didn't send it to you. I thought I
Probably
sent it to everybody, every Husker fan in my.
No, the only thing I've seen is the where Calandria came to Lincoln and they walked him through for like 2 minutes. He played in the golf simulator, and then
I'm sending it to you.
The two guys from San Diego State.
All right.
If it was that, I like the San Diego State guys. Their reactions were pretty legit, and so was that quarterback. But yeah, I haven't seen the other thing where the guys said they were very excited to be here, as Greg said. I have not.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
David Matney
I'll
wants to
watch
put the
it
link in the
tomorrow.
chat. Minnie.
Huh?
David Matney would like you to put the link in chat.
Okay, I'll do that too.
Okay.
If I can find it.
And David Matney, can you tell us, are you happy that Rule has a podcast? I forget. I can't remember.
Oh, jeez.
Dylan doesn't know if he's a Hawaiian or a redneck. Dylan doesn't know what he is, period. I know that partially on his dad, honestly. Yeah.
Aaron Keene with a very, no pun intended, keen observation. If Ravioli does well at Oregon, I think we have our coaching diagnosis. This could be the opposite of Tom Brady, Bill Belichick at the Patriots. If Nebraska flourishes in 2026 and beyond, then yeah, for sure, Dylan was holding us back. If Dylan flourishes, we have to really take a hard look at our coaching staff. And if all parties fall flat on their face, then we're no worse off than we were with Dylan.
I think it will be a mixture because I honestly cannot see any universe that he will not stay at Oregon. I just don't see it, let alone succeed there. So I think our analysis, I think we got caught in the crisis of the now because he was the best hot shit thing. And we tried to get him and he was going to be everything and said all the right stuff and family ties. But I just don't see it. I think it's one of those people, they always talk about the NFL quarterback busts, Yeah. It was Leaf and Manning and, all that type of thing. And I think now we're going to start seeing that in college more with the attention paid to these dudes. And it will be kind of the same thing with Dylan. It's going to be one of those, a lot of sound and fury signifying nothing.
Brasco says, we shall see in 2027 if Dylan is the starting quarterback playing against us in Lincoln.
He won't be. Dante Moore is staying.
2027.
2027.
That's what the comment that I highlighted and read said.
Sorry.
Well, and then also for Oregon, and I don't know why we're still talking about Dylan, but they have Achilles Smith. His son is there. And Achilles Smith was like one of the big name legacy quarterbacks at Oregon. So somehow Dylan is going to have to
compete,
outlast that guy.
I think Dylan is going to change positions.
He's
just a feeling I have.
He's going to go from recliner to lazy boy. Yes.
Change position. He's going to go from sitting to just giving up and lying down.
Yeah, sitting to keeled over on the floor, eating a cheeseburger.
All right. We have a slew of starred comments that I want to get to, and then we do have to address men's basketball. Kaylee says, GBR matching black shirts today. Love the shirt, Minnie. It accents your eyes really well.
Thank you, Kaylee.
We talk, and I haven't seen Roger. I don't know if Roger Moore's here. We were debating who would have the best lighting, and I do think that Minnie wins the lighting challenge tonight. So, new
Fred,
name.
you were never in the running. Sorry. His
I know.
lighting is good.
No, I got to work on a lot of things in here. It's fine.
If we had first, second, third place, Greg, you're last.
No, I'd be last. This is
No, you're second place.
Because only half of my face is illuminated. So,
Yeah, but
as
I'm
far as
washed up,
possible, as a possible replacement for the Ecking crew, Vince Watson said the Jeepers Creepers.
Ooh, good, Vince. Good.
Minnie, no reaction.
Jeep Wade is the best coach that we have. So
he's yet to coach a single down. Or
that's not true. That's not true.
For Nebraska.
He did at the bowl game, Greg.
I don't like to get into those. Oh, this is the best coach on the staff, and this
he is.
It should take.
You know it. You know I'm right, Fred. You know I'm right.
It's only a matter of time. Next year he's going to be at USC too. Just wait.
Yeah, I've known of Jeep Wade for all of like a month, and a handful of Gregling of what he's done. I mean, all he's got to do is half of what Ekeler did, and he's a success. On the O-line. That's all he's got to do.
Okay, you act like that is some small feat. It's the offensive line. Do you know how difficult that is? Do you know how many offensive lines suck in college football?
Well, I know one that sucked last year, so there's that one.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot. So just if he can get all these guys, all the transfer portal guys, and what we already have, what we're keeping, to just play and create gaps, right? Haas wannabe, gap integrity. I don't know.
Gotta watch the stunts.
I'm throwing terms out there. The Wade Brigade.
Interesting.
I like that.
Let's see. Do it quick. Andrew Curtis says that EJ Bartell is the best coach we have.
You might be.
To kill shorts. I mean, again, I think that when we take into account what we were able to get out of Isaiah Hunter, I think we all hoped for more from Dane Key, and that's it is what it is. But look at what the wide receivers were able to do. It got mentioned earlier, the perimeter blocking, downfield blocking that helped Emmett Johnson have the success he did. So there's an argument for that Tequil Shorts was.
Dane Key did more blocking this season than he did catching.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was like his job. It was crazy to see somebody who's as skilled as he is. That's all he was doing, was blocking.
What happened to Fred?
I don't know. He just left us.
Did you ban him? Was it being too negative?
No. It was Willie. Willie might have done something.
Oh. Let's see. That's a basketball one. Aaron Rostovsky says, Trey Taylor doing things I've never seen a high school kid do. He's as prepared to come in as any quarterback we've ever had.
Who has been drinking the Kool-Aid already?
Aaron Rostovsky.
Yes, I can see that. Okay, we have a plan in place here. We're not going to get too excited about anything, okay?
Yeah. Let's just take the offseason championship off the table at this point. Let's just not let's temper our expectations. I think that'd be fair to do. Yeah. Lots of
we don't want another disappointing season.
Yeah.
The way it ended, I was honestly thinking, I don't know if I cried. I just know I was downtrodden and I still feel it. I know you guys do too. So we can't let that happen again.
I would say under promise and over deliver. Be the opposite of most contractors that are out there. Andrew Curtis says, to be fair to Dane, he was open plenty of times and Raiola never got him the ball for some reason. That happened a lot too.
Yep.
Not the best.
A lot of things were just discombobulated on offense in general. It's like you can't put it on one position, one player, one group. It was a team effort to do what they did. And it starts with the staff too. Who knows what that offense is even supposed to be, because it didn't look like anything that I would expect out of Holgerson after a whole season of preparation. So, yeah, it's tough. And I think we all bought into the Kool-Aid of the 3-year jump. I sure did. I was 8-4, 8-4. No, that's, I was like, 9-3, and I was close to 10-2. I really was, but I just couldn't do it. And yeah, I think we all needed to be knocked down a peg for off season too. So maybe we'll all settle down a little bit and just see what happens. And it's a not easy schedule next year. So yes, temper our expectations.
Yeah. Let's see. Husker Chuck says, my two biggest concerns about Rule are his talent evaluation and his willingness to have his friends on staff. He can still win despite this, but it is much tougher.
Boom.
Let's see. James Boardman says, spring game is March 28th, the second weekend of March Madness. I got to sneeze. It is what it is. Somebody else finish reading this comment.
It could still be cold then. Dumb time for a football game. Yeah, because I think
spring game is March. Wow, Greg is
28.
doing good. He asked that we read the comments, so I'll do it, Minnie. I got it.
I finished it just now.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Oh, dumb time for. I thought you were just complaining. Okay, my bad. We need to start an interruption counter for when I interrupt Minnie. I think it's going to be a thing now. So, interruption number one.
Number one.
So yeah, as we start talking a little bit about basketball, but they're starting there. It's my understanding, and I'm not in the room, so I don't know, but they are positioning the spring game where they are for a strategic purpose, are they not? Like to have it earlier. I mean, it's earlier than it has been. I mean, I know we didn't have one last year, but it's usually in the second week of April, I thought. Yes,
it's usually really close to or on the weekend of the NFL draft. Like that's how it's almost always been.
Yes,
Minnie, yes, they're in the back. Question.
What's interesting is, I mean,
I'm not interested if you're going to pause that long.
I was already ready to interrupt. I mean, I'm not going to lie. And she interrupts Greg for talking too long. It's like, we can't have dead air, Minnie. I mean, me and Greg are the radio people here. I just want to,
Okay, let me just say this. I know we're all upset with Matt Rule and his backwards hat. Okay, I know. But here's one thing. Matt Rule said, we're not doing any more spring games. And guess what happens? All these other teams start copying us. And now they changed the portal. We don't have to worry about that. So now we can have our spring game.
You're onto something,
Matt Rule.
You're onto something. Maybe he can get all the other coaches to recruit a theoretical generational talent who sucks and then have a shitty offensive line.
Hey, I was pointing out something positive. Too. This is positive, Fred. Positive.
It's a positive. Matt Rule changed a thing, and that happened. Rule bought a new Speedo and wants to go on spring break. Man. Even weight loss Matt Rule, I don't want to see in a Speedo.
Don't lie.
He's very fuzzy.
TSD says Minnie's loft looks like she hunted a buffalo or exotic animal.
Ooh.
Is that your hunting lodge?
Yes.
On the side of the room that we can't see, do you just have trophies displayed?
I do.
She's got all of Dylan's high school jerseys on a wall.
I do.
Are they trophies of college quarterbacks?
And tufts of hair and a headband and some Raising Cane's wrappers, I bet.
Mhm. Mhm.
And TSD also says lots of compliments for Minnie tonight. Not so much for us, Fred.
I don't
Minnie
care.
looks like Posh Spice.
Is that
Oh.
a compliment, though?
Yeah. Posh is. I'll say this. To Minnie's credit, I suppose Posh Spice is the one that maintained her looks.
Oh,
Maintained it.
Yeah, like she didn't really age like the other ones did, because Posh married
Greg,
David Beckham.
you need to stop now. Okay.
keep going, Greg. Do it. Do it.
What?
I'm just
Keep going with your compliment, Greg. I want to see where this lands.
No, just
I'm
time out.
glad I got another drink. I had to,
I thought it was a compliment. I apologize.
Thank you, TSD. Thank you very, very, very much.
And then one more football comment here. I think Gary Pierce says we need to recruit really old guys. Going to school doesn't matter. Any of you guys want to play? I have some eligibility left.
I'd love to. I could be a fullback, but they don't use fullbacks anymore, so I guess I'm kind of fucked.
I could be an Australian kicker.
You're not Australian.
Nor a kicker, so therein lies the rub.
Okay. Maybe not.
I'll play the same position I played in high school baseball, left out. Pass Greg a shovel. Thank you. My knees are too torn up. Posh bow tie. Okay, sorry guys. I didn't realize that I was.
The last thing I would think of is one of the Spice Girls here in 2026. They had that song, "What Do You Really, Really, Really Want?" And I just wanted them to go away. So I don't know anything about them, what they look like. There's 10 of them or 5 of them. I don't know. Apparently, Minnie's the one that's closest to the best one that's left. I don't know.
I think that's geez, I can't remember her name.
Victoria Beckham.
That's who. How did you know that's who I was thinking of?
Was David Beckham with one of those?
Posh Spice.
Is that who it was?
Yes. She married David Beckham.
Oh, okay. That's one was with Bend It Like Beckham. That's kind of dirty, but whatever.
Right.
And yes, we do have a long snapper. We do.
He's got 3 years eligibility too, correct?
And he was on that video I sent you, and I put it in the chat link, you guys. It's Jack Willis.
I'm confused and kind of impressed that Rostovsky knows. I guess that's the right people. I don't know, but Scary Spice. I thought I knew her in college. Maybe that's a different one.
You know what's funny is that only one of them is actually named after a spice, and that's Ginger.
Oh, wow. Greg dropping the spice knowledge. This man's a veritable spice rack of information.
What about
Where are we going with this?
All right, men's basketball, 19-0, the highest ranking that this team has, that this program has ever had. And
I have a question. Back to the Spice Girls.
Oh crap!
If I'm the was it Sporty Spice, Posh Spice? What Spice is Fred and what Spice is Greg?
I'm Agitated Spice.
I'm Old Spice.
Technically, I'm older than Greg. I guess I should be Old Spice, but I'm Annoyed Spice. Disdain Spice. Either or.
Rostovsky says, I was in middle school the summer of 97. Now you guys say how old you were. Go. Summer of 97, I just finished up my freshman year of high school, so not much older than you.
I was 22. So yeah, I was getting ready to go to the Miracle in Missouri that fall in Columbia. So yeah. Podcast Spice. That's Rule. Matt Rule is Podcast Spice.
I wasn't even born yet.
As a Husker fan.
Yeah.
This is true.
But in human years, I believe you're as old as me and Matt Rule and Scott Frost. those dastardly 50-year-old millennials
Yeah.
or millennials, Gen Xers. God,
Not in my mind though, if that counts. So I have to say I wasn't even born yet.
in my mind, I'm 106. Everything's failing and I'm dying. So that's me.
All right. Basketball.
19-0. Number 7. I think I said earlier 8. Number 7. They moved up from 8 this Monday when the new rankings came out. I still think they're being a little disrespected in the polls. They are atop the Big Ten Conference, the only undefeated team still in the conference after Michigan lost to Wisconsin. Purdue also lost. They had kind of a close one, perhaps closer than I think a lot of people anticipated last night at the Vault, which we talked about earlier at the beginning of the show. We talked about how it's too damn difficult to find the games and keep track of everything, and started a whole streaming service cable conversation. They have an interesting stretch of competition over the next couple of weeks, and it starts on Saturday at Minnesota. And I at least in my area, Fred, tell me if I'm wrong, like the more severe winter weather is like to the south of me for whatever reason. If Tony is here, maybe he can, indicate what weather's supposed to be like if anything's going to be affected. But it's Nebraska, Minnesota, Saturday, 11 o'clock Central, God's favorite time zone. On Tuesday, this is a big one. It is Nebraska at Michigan, and that is at 6 o'clock. Then they're back home on Sunday, February 1st, hosting Illinois. That Illinois win, I think, was really what kind of catapulted them into the national conversation, because Illinois was number 13 at the time. Nebraska was 23, and they won it on that buzzer beater from Lawrence. So that, I think Illinois is going to have revenge and retribution in their mind. Then they go on the road the following Saturday, the 7th, at Rutgers, before finishing that stretch at home against Purdue on Tuesday, the 10th. Real interesting stretch. You think like we're at the end of January and everybody thinks like March Madness, but the way that this season is built, the Big Ten tournament isn't until March 10th. So lots of basketball remaining on the schedule. It's fun watching this team play. They have, I think, 5 players who average in double figures. They just get after it from a defensive mindset. I
know one of them got hurt.
Yes, that was the true freshman who has a sprained ankle, I believe, and is day-to-day. Is day-to-day. As Husker Chuck indicated much earlier in the show, he may miss the Minnesota trip, but I'm sure he'll be at the Michigan game as well. So the true freshman, the Nebraskan, I think he's from Lincoln.
Oh,
someone more than welcome to fact check me on that one. But I think he's a Lincoln grad.
The thing with I very limited follow it just because I just don't have the time, but it's like any other team that's undefeated. At some point, maybe it's okay to, get a dent in the fender and get that out the way and move on. So, Frager could sit a couple of guys that are hurt, muddle through it. And it is a long stretch. Like, I can't believe it too. Like you just said, I feel like we're so much closer to all of it than we actually are, just the way it's played out. And there's a lot left to play for and to do. So I think Hoiberg will be strategic. God, I should have worn my Go Big Fred shirt. I have one of those. I know a coworker gave it to me, and then he bought one for himself. And then we took selfies wearing them. And then he sent them to his wife. And I felt like a dog that got like a Christmas sweater put on him. It was awful, but that's a whole other thing. But the undefeated thing's cool, but I don't expect it to last, just generally speaking. But I hope they're firing on all cylinders come the tournament, because it'd be cool at least to win one game. That would be huge, as they say. I remember years ago, like when I was in high school, they made it and they were a higher seed and they got beat, so it'd be awesome if they could go and just get one,
Yeah, just one. Rostovsky says we only play 7 or 8 guys, so missing time is a bit of an issue. That's true. We're not as deep as I would like on the bench. But I think if you want to make a case for Matt Rule, then you have to look at Fred Hoiberg, because and I think I made this statement last week. Nebraska basketball, like the ego of the state is not linked to Nebraska basketball like it is the football program, right? We don't ride or die with basketball because basketball hasn't done anything, respectfully, outside of winning the crown. They're the only Division I program to never win a tournament game. And it was Nebraska and Northwestern until just a few years ago, and Northwestern finally got them. So I'm pulling for him. This season is all about, I think, the patience that the athletic department has had with Fred Hoiberg, but it also kind of comes to mind the get old, stay old. Like Rank Bass missed all of last year. We could have been having this run potentially last year. We didn't have Bryce Sanford. We didn't have Brendan Breger like we talked about. But we had other. I mean, there have been really good ball players to come through.
Matty is like a pit bull on a bone with that podcast, and I am here for it. I love it. Maybe Frager's sprained ankle needs to have a podcast too. Perhaps it's just keep doing it. Whoa, Vince! Nobody's firing me. Oh, you're talking about the other Fred. Sorry. I don't think that would happen.
No way.
He's finally gotten this, after all this time. And this is a thing.
That's what
I'll read it real quick. Hoiberg, historically bad for us in the last few years, gave him the time. He adapted the new portal rule.
First year, not last year's.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Just like, can we do that for football though?
I don't know if we have the patience for it, honestly.
The way that football is changing all the time.
The screen.
Huh? What?
It's like sprung into the screen. It's okay.
Because it makes me so mad. The way that football is constantly changing, you have to change, be willing to change with it. I get that Matt Rule has a set way that he wants to build the program. Is that going to work? Is it the way that's going to win us championships? Are we going to be ever there again? Am I going to get to see this in my lifetime?
Well, never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut on that one.
I mean, that's like the question. Can we have the time?
You finally embraced the.
And we've had this conversation on the side too, Minnie. I've said, welcome to being a Husker fan with some of the things that have happened. And that's just kind of how it is. And that again, I'm going back to try and halfway be serious with it. Can the football mechanism afford to grind out maybe some less than satisfactory seasons like Hoiberg did and still keep Rule? I don't want him gone. I'm not one of those people that's like, throw it away, start over. We can't keep doing that. We need to draw a line in the sand. We need to have some consistency, but I'm curious if just the powers that be, the way things work, if we will in fact give him the grace. Next year ain't going to be great. I mean, and we say, oh, you don't know what's going to happen to the teams. Well, we didn't. Penn State fired their coach. They kicked the shit out of us. So it's like these things happen. So next year, Oregon's always going to be Oregon, even though they have Dylan and he'll probably eat half the training table. Ohio State's still going to be Ohio State. Indiana, they ain't letting up. There are certain things there. We still have to overcome the inexplicable. We weren't ready to play, but we thought we were lost. We're going to have new coordinators, new terminology, new stuff. It's going to be tough next year. He'll get a mulligan for sure, regardless, unless we have like a total losing season. But beyond that, if it still limps along to the 7-win thing, couple more years, can we do that? That's my question, if that's acceptable.
It's going to come down to, can we be patient? And like I said, basketball was able to fly under the radar. Fred was able to, not you, Fred, the other Fred, was able to fly under the radar because basketball, we sort of always knew what to expect. We didn't have high hopes for basketball because why would we? Despite the fact that it's been damn near 30 years, we still live and breathe. And, the highs and lows, our ego is tied to the football program. So
it's true. And in Carricker on his show, he asked one time, one of his questions, what is Nebraska's foundation? We talked about this earlier. And in the chat, somebody said the fans. Like it or not, we can be a prickly bunch. We are the only constant in this equation. Everything else has been a fucking mess,
Well,
sorry, Greg, that word, but yeah, it's like,
and you're right. And Carriker's right.
That's why we got outclassed by Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl, because we didn't belong there, but we got that selection because of our fans.
Boom.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm not sure we had more fans there than Utah.
Okay, but
yeah. Regardless, they pulled us.
They did. They wanted us because we do travel, and we got our asses handed to us. It was disgusting.
Got beat like the government mule.
There are other euphemisms.
I found that comment that Rostowski had, and he's driving me crazy. I love you, Aaron Rostowski, but you're driving me absolutely crazy with these comments about Indiana being a outlier. If they can freaking do it, so can we. We're Nebraska. All right?
They're an outlier, but if you watch John's video, read his article about it, he explains why it worked. And there is an actual formula behind it. I don't know if you saw it, Greg. I don't know if Minnie did, but it's like, it's they're an outlier, but it's not unprecedented. And there's a certain way of doing things, I think, that we still cannot do. We still are in this rocket science football mode or shifting gears, because I applauded Rule. I'll eat my words. Last year, 2 seasons ago, when he made the switch, got Holgerson, brought him in, did all that. I was right there with it. I was like, man, this guy's making moves. He's doing things. And sorry, Husker Chuck, I'll end it. But I was impressed by it at the time because he made changes in real time, and I thought that's what needed to happen. But now I feel almost like he's becoming a bit of a Colonel Kurtz, losing his shit micromanager, where this thing's I got to change it. And now he's chasing the dragon. And I don't know. It's concerning, and it's a little bit scary, but I don't want the guy gone. Not even a hint of that. I just want to see it stabilize and have something other than the fans. And that's where we started with this whole aside. Something other than us be the constant for the program.
That would be nice, Fred. maybe the constant is basketball, Husker Chuck, to get back to basketball. Maybe that's going to be our constant from now on. Maybe this is the alternate universe that we didn't see coming. And we're switching places with Indiana. We're going to be great at basketball for the next 10 years and suck at freaking football.
Well, here's the
There
thing.
you
I
go.
thought of, it just hit me. We talk about nil for the Husker football team a lot.
Mhm.
Nil allotment. We need 25 million. We need this. We need that. A quarterback is $1 million. He's $3 million. In my limited following of Nebraska basketball, I've not heard a lot about the nil for the basketball team.
Yeah.
I feel like our Nebraska basketball team is like, sorry, Tony, but like Minnesota, where God forbid the guys just want to play and abide by a system and aren't really sweating their deals and their money and what they're getting for the bag, you know? So it's like, I don't hear anything about Rank Masters getting something, you know, versus, oh, Dylan's probably getting 3 million, you know, like, I feel like there's a culture there that Hoiberg has. We don't hear about the money. I don't think he talks about money in his press conferences. Rule has talked about it a lot. So I question that now. Like,
But football runs athletic departments.
sure does, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, but men's basketball is still profitable.
Sure. I mean, I guess it is.
I'm just saying we don't hear about squabbling over who gets what. Or
I don't know. I don't know how
to build a basketball team. That's my thing.
I don't know how profitable the Husker football, Husker volleyball, Husker men's basketball is. We need to look at that, and that's probably why we don't hear very much about NIL. I don't think that it's as much of a profit maker. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, the football program at Nebraska is still the straw that stirs the drink.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
so that's why we hear about it the most.
But a couple months ago, an On3 article that was referenced by Robin, I'm probably going to mispronounce it, Washit. Anybody know? Anyway.
Oh, yeah, I know. I met him.
Says that Nebraska is in
I met him at Big Ten Media Days. Sorry, I just had to get that in there.
Oh, did Minnie go to Big Ten Media Days?
I did, but I don't have anything to prove it.
I was saying, where's the lanyard? Shit.
Go ahead, Craig. Go ahead. Go ahead, Greg.
Anyway, Robin said that Nebraska was in the bottom third in the Big Ten for NIL, for men's basketball. Wow.
So what you're saying is Fred Hoiberg is basically Kurt Signetti, but for basketball.
Fred Hoiberg is getting every bit of talent and effort. Fred Hoiberg is doing for the men's basketball team what I want to see, and as much him as the players. You know, they are like hustling. Like there's so much effort being shown there that you don't always see on the football field. I understand it's tough to compare their apples and oranges, but like, again, you got guys diving into the third row of the stands to try to save a basketball from going out of bounds. It's such, for me as somewhat of a basketball fan, it's fun to watch because they're pretty sound fundamentally. You know, they are unselfish. There's not one guy on the team that is the best comparison that I can make, I apologize, is Caitlin Clark at Iowa. Like that, feed her and she'll score points. Anybody can light it up. I mean, we've had Rank Mass score 20 plus points. A couple of games ago, it was Price and Prager both had like 7 threes apiece, and both were in the 23 to 27 point range. That's unselfish, team first basketball. basketball, like football, they're team games. One guy is not going to win or lose a football game or a basketball game.
Red Wine says we definitely didn't get into the Big Ten because of basketball.
Sure.
Oh, no, of course not. No, not one bit. But that's why Maryland and Rutgers got in, probably, and TV markets. But yeah, it's back to the thing, though. It is a style of play, and it's a want to. And it's the thing we talked about the very beginning of the show. We don't consistently have that for the whole entire team, the flying to the ball, the effort, all of it, the buy-in. It's this half in, half out bullshit, and it's just not working. So he has to somehow figure out how to channel what Hoiberg is doing for basketball in some sense and not make it about me, but we.
Well, you know what's interesting?
Be able to do it, you know?
When you're saying that, I always get goosebumps. This is like inspirational. What you said, Fred, was inspirational. Trey Taylor's doing that. It's not me, it's we. I'm doing this because I believe in this program and I want to be close to it. I don't want to miss any type of recruiting that we have coming in. So maybe this is okay. Rostovsky says stars do matter. Ahmad Hudson is being worked harder by Tay and Trey. Seems ready to commit and be a program changer with both football and
basketball.
I didn't know. Sorry.
It's okay. And that's stars matter to a point but who gives out the stars?
Recruiting services.
Exactly. And
that charge money.
Exactly. So, and again,
and can also change their mind because Dylan was a 5-star and then he committed to Nebraska and magically became a 4-star.
Exactly. We see that a lot back in the Big 12. A guy would commit here and he was, or a guy would commit to us and he's a 4-star. He decommit, go to Texas, he's a 5-star. Same thing. And the stars aren't everything. They matter at some point, but again, it's a talent evaluation. And again, invoke Signetti, take a drink. He gets his people how he gets them. They don't have a lot of 5-stars allegedly. But there was a breakdown too of our 95 team. And there's more star rankings and there's more analytics and everything. But the 95 team was way, way low on quote unquote 5-star players. So why did we win? Because of the team and what we put together and the staff and the scheme and the coaching. So the stars are there, but they're not a end all be all. Because that was the Callahan era. He was like, let's get every 5-star and just plug and play because he thought it was NFL.
This reminds me, Vince Watson sent me, and I only listened to it like a month after he sent it to me because I'm never on these social media sites, but he sent me a video from it was one of these radio talk shows, and the Grant Windstrom was on 95 player, and he talked about why they won, and it was number one, they played for each other. As soon as they won a game, it wasn't about them celebrating or anything like that. It was about, I'll send it to you, Husker Chuck. It was about getting back to practice in the weight room and doing it again.
Well, he said it was process oriented versus, individual, or he played for the guys beside you. And I saw the same thing. And he goes, now it's more like what's in it for me in my brand. And he said back in the day, it was like you're playing for the guys left and right of you. And that dynamic has changed for a lot of teams, but apparently it didn't change for, take a drink, Signetti, because he got people to buy in and play like all hell and just kick ass, so we have to break this thing where we're trying to cater to guys and egos and money and get them to buy in. And then you have success as a team, and then you get drafted, and then you make the big money is kind of what we need to do.
What you just said is the answer to that question. High Mountain Guy says, I still find it hilarious that we compare the 90s college football game to this game now. Is that cope or delusion?
It's neither. There is still a process that works. You can, I'm sorry if I'm getting agitated here, but you can still make people and a team buy in. It's timeless. It doesn't matter. Read John's article about Nayland and Yost and Fairbanks and Osborne and Signetti, and it's the same thing. There are certain things that will still always fucking work. It isn't about, okay, now it's this new era with the money. There are certain things that are always going to work. You need to format them and make them be part of your program and the C word culture. And we're just kind of scattershot with it. Whereas, the guy in Indiana is not, and other people are still building, and they're not subject to the whims of one guy, like number 15, where you get stuck on a guy and you have to do things to placate a certain amount of players. It's picking the right people, getting them in the right spot. So I know it's never going to be 1995 again. I get that. I know not everybody's Signetti. I get that too. But there is a place for some certain timeless things like attitude, effort, pushing the guys to the brink that will always come through. Greg, see you in the back. Question.
What if Nebraska just stopped playing the game? What if they stopped playing the NIL game and just recruited players who just wanted to play college football for Nebraska instead of shelling out millions of dollars through NIL initiatives and just got people to buy in to being a Cornhusker?
We would have to be Iowa, but worth a shit, basically, in my opinion, because Iowa can still do it. They can still get guys in. Because I've heard, different accounts. Their nil is not what we have. They didn't even go after a portal quarterback. I watched a couple of videos about their whole scheme, and it was almost like us talking about the running back.
Right.
They were like, we didn't even go after a quarterback. What the fuck are we doing? But then other people are like, we are content to go with what we have because we will have a line, we will have receivers and playmaking, whatever. So honestly, it's got to be a hybrid. It's got to almost, and this is just my feeling, it almost feels like the new version of this is how we used to be back in the day when we would have the beef on our offensive and defensive lines. A lot of it was from right here, Midwest or straight up Nebraska.
Cheap.
We get our skill guys out of the Floridas, the Californias, the Texases. Now maybe we have to get certain extra pieces from nil in the portal, but we try and pull in just that certain element homegrown to make it work. That might be the new paradigm that we have with this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just an idiot here with
the only
microphone, but
the only freaking thing that will draw a player now today, a high school player to Nebraska, is either money and playtime or knowing that our fan base gives them attention. That's it.
Even that's kind of, it's real, but it's not. Everybody else can do it online. Everybody can get followers on Twitter and TikTok, whatever the hell. But like, we will be one of the few. They get it in real time in the real world here. So how much does it mean to them legit? If you have it real time, real people versus voices in the ether is kind of the question there. I mean, And that's the new look and and all the amenities. Greg and I were texting about it too. We have so much cool stuff there, but it's almost like a spa, and I want to start watching like other teams' videos to see what their look at our facilities videos are and compare them to ours, and then compare what they do to what we do, because I feel like at some point it's got to be some Rocky IV shit where you just have to like actually work out hard.
Yes.
And you don't have a really nice infrared spa to go to after the fact. It's awesome and it's technical and it's sexy, but what does it get you? I don't know. I see some P word comments up there by Vince Watson, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. I struggle with it too. I'm not part of it. I don't know how we fix it, but it's got to be some mixture. I like Greg. I like to just shut the thing off, just see what happens if you don't do it. But
I mean, what do you do?
Then you're doomed. I think you're doomed. People just quit coming.
Yeah.
They don't want to be
You
here.
can have a shake named after you and have it every day of the week. Special made for you.
I bet Frost had some shakes named after him.
Stop it.
Never. We're at 2 hours and 6 minutes. Good Lord, you guys.
All right. No, I think we're good.
Let's see.
I think we beat this thing to death. Although I'm sure there's more on the bone for next week.
Couple of back to basketball briefly here. Dondre said, "I'm a little worried about basketball. They look banged up. Big Ten basketball. You're at the end of January. You're gonna be banged up." Husker Chuck says, "There's really no way we go 31-0." The last two Big Ten teams that went undefeated in the regular season, I know Illinois did it in, I want to say it was 05. And then they went undefeated all the way to the national championship and lost to North Carolina. And then Ohio State went undefeated a handful of years ago, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, something like that, went undefeated. They did not win the national championship either. I would rather, kind of like volleyball, I'd rather, if you're going to lose, get it out of the way when it's less meaningful, like lose sometime in February. If get through this stretch of 5 games. And if you drop that road game at Michigan, I'll be honest with you, that's kind of expected because Michigan's damn tough, but then just be ready, get healed up and be ready to go come tournament time. We'll talk more basketball as we get, going on because they're winning.
No, you're right. And you lose early rather than late. And that's kind of like my contention with it too. It's like, get it out of the way. And honestly, I don't know. I don't have the finger on the pulse of the basketball team, but I just think they're probably not sitting there right now thinking, my God, we got to go 31-0. I think they are literally game by game the way it should be. They're just playing through versus some kind of a thing like we have to make history. Like when the Patriots were trying to go the next undefeated team ever.
Yeah.
That wears on you versus you're just playing old Nebraska basketball, one game at a time.
Are you saying that we put too much pressure on our football team?
Yeah, but that's why they're here. So they deal with it, that's the way it is.
So we're the problem?
No, we're part of the fishbowl that they live in. I'm never a problem. I don't know about you guys, but I am not a problem. But no.
I concur.
Thank you, Greg.
Good.
It's good to have somebody agree with me on here.
Welcome to Thursday nights, buddy.
Indeed.
And then last but not least, and I think we talked about this in a previous episode, but living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, did want to know what member of the chat had the closest score in the bowl game. Minnie, do you still have those notes? Do you remember?
I do. Actually, I traveled with them. You're welcome.
She's a psycho. Oh my God.
What member of the chat?
She is a psycho.
I feel like it was Husker. Chuck was really close.
It was David Matney.
Maybe that's why he asked the question, because he knew
that's
the answer.
That's right. 42-17.
You sly fox.
Utah. The Utes.
2 Utes kicked our ass.
Yeah.
Minnesota Toneas Nebraska's conference record 8-0. 8-0. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Husker fans of all ages, that'll do it for this episode of the Five Heart Podcast. We appreciate all of you for spending 2+ hours with us on a Thursday night, because as I've said before, and I'll say it again, there are plenty of entertainment options out there for you. I'm tickled to death that you decided to spend your Thursday evening with us. So for the queen of Husker YouTube, Minnie Hunt, for Fred, the newest
Whatever I am.
panelist of the Five Heart Podcast.
Member.
And I'm Greg Mahochko. This is the Five Heart Podcast. We remind you each and every week that Five Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie?
Greg, you can call him a member. It's okay.
I hate it when mom and dad fight. Come on, guys. Let's
I'm over it.
I'm wearing stripes next week, so that's it. Anyways, please.
Fred, thanks for joining us. I don't know why you would, but thank you. And
Thank
go
you
Big
both
Red.
for having me. I enjoy this immensely. This is awesome. Love all of you in the chat, Greg, and even Minnie. So it's very nice to be here. And we will see you next week. Go Big Red. And remember, 5 hearts is all the hearts you need.
I already said that, asshole.